Hello everyone and welcome to this Excel tutorial. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you most of the basics that you need to know in order to get started using Microsoft Excel. The version of Excel that I'm going to be using in this tutorial is Excel 2019 for Windows. Having said that, if you are using a different version of Excel, maybe an older version or even a newer version, or if you use Excel on a Mac, there will be some slight differences, but for the most part, I would say like 95% of what I show in this tutorial will be very applicable to you and your usage of Excel. So here I simply clicked on the application to open it up, and Excel now would like me to make a choice. It wants to know if I would like to open up an Excel template or simply open a blank workbook. You can see that there are a lot of templates to choose from. This is a welcome to Excel tour, and it's a good way to kind of learn some of the basics of Excel, but that's why you are watching my video, so I'm going to skip that one. There are a lot of templates to choose from, and there is also an option to search online templates, but I would encourage you to browse and explore these templates that are available to you on your own. So please do spend some time exploring what's available, and in many cases much of the work is already done for you. You can simply use somebody else's template and adjust it for your need. Now, templates are very useful, but having said that, I think in order to really learn how to use Excel fully and properly, it's best to start with a blank workbook. Okay, so I am just going to double click on that to select a blank workbook and open it up. The first thing we need to do is to learn about the layout that we have in Excel 2019. There are certain terms that you are going to need to know. First of all, across the top we have some tabs. Okay, we have the Home tab, the Insert tab, Page Layout and more. As you can see, each of these tabs is pretty important, and when you click on a particular tab, it opens up a ribbon. This is the ribbon for the Page Layout tab. If I click the Formula tab, I get the Formula ribbon. Now, each ribbon is divided up into groups. So as you can see, I have a Themes group, I have a Page Setup group, and a Scale to Fit group, and these are all on the Page Layout ribbon, and I get to that ribbon by clicking on the Page Layout tab. So these are some important terms that we will need to know: tab, ribbon, group. And you will notice in the corner of some of these groups there's a launch button. The Page Setup group has a little launch button in the corner. Now, what are these launch buttons? Basically, you can click on those launch buttons to give you even more options. So what Microsoft has done here is that they have tried to fit all of the page layout options on this ribbon. But of course, there's a limited amount of space. There's a limited amount of space that they have to work with. And so sometimes they can fit everything in that little group. Sometimes they can't. Okay, so there are a couple of other terms that you need to know in the spreadsheet itself. This is the spreadsheet, and a spreadsheet is made up of columns and rows. So here's the column A, column B, column C, and if I browse to the right, you can see that there's more of that. So if needed, it will just keep going to the right, adding more and more columns. Once it goes to Z, it goes to AA column, and so lots and lots of column in this spreadsheet. And what about rows? I have row number 1, row number 2, and so on. Now a spreadsheet is made up of columns and rows, and the intersection of a column and a row produces a cell. So this is called a cell. So this is a cell, and every cell in Excel has a name. So this particular cell in Excel is named E5, and you can imagine how I got that name. It's just the intersection of a column and a row. Now, that may seem obvious and unimportant, but it's actually very exciting and powerful that every cell in Excel has a name. Because it has a name, you can describe it and you can do certain things with the content in each cells. Now, in addition to column, rows and cells, there is another part of this spreadsheet that you need to know, and that is a range. Now, a range is a group of cells that are together. It's basically a group of cells that are next to each other. Okay, so store this information in the back of your mind, and let's zoom my spreadsheet a bit and enter some data in A1 cell. Let's just say I'm using Excel to store my monthly student report. And when I write the title here, you will notice my text is bigger than the cell. But let's keep it like this for now. If I click in B1, I am able to write in B1 as well. The text in A1 is stored in A1 and not coming in another cell. They don't interact, they don't interfere with each other. So no need to worry if your text is too wide to fit in A1. Okay, so let's talk about how you could fix this. Well, what you can do is you can stretch out any column you want. Put your mouse between any column you want to stretch. Like put your mouse here on the line and drag it to the right. You can notice that this cell has become wide. Okay, so now let me add some data in my sheet and I'll be right back. Okay, let me explain what I did this here. If you want to fill the same text in all the cells below, you can simply click here and drag it to the down and the same text will fill down automatically. And let's suppose I forgot to add the numbering column here. So what we are gonna do in this case is click here on the column A and then click on the insert and a column will be inserted here. And the same we can do to fill the numbers. Write 1 and 2 and then select both and drag to the down and the numbers will be filled. Okay, so as you can see, I have added this data to my spreadsheet, but you can see it doesn't look good like this. So till now you must have got a brief overview of how we enter data on this spreadsheet. Now to make my content look good, what I am gonna do is to style this data a bit. Before styling, let me tell you that if you want to add any extra row in your content, you can simply do that by clicking between these numbers and then a row will be inserted in your data. I don't need these extra rows, so let's just remove this. Okay, so now I'm gonna merge the title. To merge the title, all you have to do is select these columns and click here on the merge and center and it will be done like this. To adjust the text in their cells, select all the columns where your data is and click anywhere here and you will see that the text in these cells are adjusted according to their length. You can change the font style here. Select any font style you want and it will be applied to your text. Make the font size big or small. I'm gonna keep these things default. You can also change the font color here. Any color you want. Okay, so I like this green color, so let's keep it green and make the font white. Make it bold and let's change the font style so it will look good. Okay, so now select all your content and apply borders. As you can see, a border is applied here and now my content is looking much better than before. Okay, so I'm gonna keep it simple. So that's it for today's tutorial. You have learned the very basic things of Excel. All of these things, in my opinion, will give you a good foundation to learn the basics of Excel. In my future video, I will show you some intermediate Excel tips and tricks, ways that you can save time and efforts as you are building these spreadsheets. We will also go into the formula and functions. So please subscribe to my channel for my future videos. Thanks for watching this video.